Drop will be made tonight, 11 p.m.
The amount will be $50 million.
$50 million?
Comedic movies have long been a nice escape from the pressures of everyday life for viewers. Watching an exhilarating, action-packed comedy that doesn't take itself too seriously has never been a better way to unwind.
Would you please come with me? Tell me what you cops are looking for.
Just taking in the size.
Rush Hour nearly created a billion-dollar franchise thanks to Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker's comical abilities. Will there ever be a Rush Hour 4? Here's what we currently know about the status of a fourth installment.
I am Bubbles, the new costume designer. Please, take off all the clothes.
The last time Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker appeared together on film as Lee and Carter was 16 years ago, yet Rush Hour 4 rumors are still hotly sought after by franchise devotees. When Rush Hour was first released in 1998, it was a huge success and made close to $250 million globally, according to Box Office Mojo. Jackie Chan's international stardom as a result of the triumph also helped make comedian Chris Tucker a household name. Of course, Rush Hour 2 and Rush Hour 3 were part of the new action comedy franchise it helped establish. Even though there hasn't been much activity in the franchise since then, there is still optimism that some Rush Hour 4 news would spark some activity. Rush Hour 2 and Rush Hour 3 are still in high demand since they were two of the best action comedies of the 2000s and had a lasting influence on the buddy cop genre. In the original Rush Hour movie, Inspector Lee from Hong Kong, accompanied by LAPD detective James Carter, travels to Los Angeles to find the kidnapped daughter of the Chinese consul. The chemistry between this odd couple, the cultural clash, and the entertaining action sequences were all well utilized in the Rush Hour films. It's uncertain whether the franchise will survive and whether Rush Hour 4 will be released after all these years. The most recent Rush Hour 4 information maintains the possibility of a sequel alive. Chris Tucker acknowledged that Rush Hour 4 was one of his forthcoming projects and that he was quite interested in returning to the franchise when he was questioned about the sequel in March 2023. Even while Tucker acknowledged he was also working on other projects, he said that there has been progress on Rush Hour 4 and that he will probably return. Tucker added, "It's not going to be what you've generally seen. I will almost certainly include Rush Hour 4 there because I enjoy working with Jackie." Although it is not exactly a strong indication that Rush Hour 4 is imminent, the fact that Tucker is still willing to return to the Rush Hour series is encouraging. Tucker appears to pick his movie roles very carefully, but his recent highly praised supporting performance in Ben Affleck's Air raises the possibility that he might be more eager to appear in front of the camera right away and might give Rush Hour 4 some momentum after all these years. 3 movies in the Rush Hour series, which was started by Ross LaManna, featured Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker in prominent roles. Inspector Lee, played by Chan, and Tucker as Detective James Carter, 2 police investigators from various nations and jurisdictions, are the main characters of the movie. They work together to fight crime and frequently find themselves in amusing circumstances. Between 1998 and 2007, 3 films and a spin-off TV series have so far been released in the franchise. There is a sizable cult following for the buddy cop comedy series. However, despite the franchise's popularity with viewers, its future is uncertain. However, Tucker stated via comicbook.com on the Winging It podcast that he, Chan, and the studio intend to return for Rush Hour 4. According to Chan, the delay was caused by the caliber of the script, who assured this in a statement to ESPN's podcast The Plug via Pop Culture. Let's analyze and rank each Rush Hour movie till we learn more about a potential 4th installment. The most recent entry in the series, Rush Hour 3, came out in 2007. Chan and Tucker reprised their roles for a 3rd time in the Brett Ratner-directed movie. Inspector Lee and Detective Carter are the focus of Rush Hour 3, as they chase a murderer and solve a mystery involving the Chinese triads. Although the movie was a box office hit, it received the harshest reviews of the 3 films that make up the tale. The movie is entertaining, but it falls short of the bar set before it since it lacks the original's dynamic. After the popularity of the previous movie, Rush Hour 2 became the first sequel to be released in theaters in 2001. Chan and Tucker once again reprised their roles in the Jeff Nathanson-helmed movie. This time, a bombing at the U.S. Embassy in Hong Kong results in the deaths of 2 customs officers who were looking into money smuggling. The leader of the Fukang Long triad then sends his goons to attempt to prevent Inspector Lee and Detective Carter from solving the case as they look for the mastermind behind this. It's a solid follow-up that did well at the box office and received positive reviews for its humor, but ultimately seemed flatter than the original. Rush Hour, the first installment in the series, was made in 1998 under the direction of Brett Ratner. Chan and Tucker were the mismatched police officers who had to work together to save the kidnapped daughter of a Chinese diplomat in Los Angeles in this movie. The expected release date. Rush Hour 4 has not yet been given a release date. Although Warner Bros. Hasn't officially confirmed Rush Hour 4 either, there have been negotiations about a sequel. Jackie Chan addressed Rush Hour 4 developments in December 2022 and stated categorically that we're talking about Part 4 right now, indicating that there was activity going on behind the scenes. There is unlikely to be a Rush Hour 4 release date anytime soon. What about the cast? Although the Rush Hour 4 cast has not yet been revealed, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker would almost certainly appear in the follow-up. The main selling point of the franchise is the buddy cop relationship, and while both of these actors are watchable on their own, a Rush Hour movie wouldn't be the same without them, working together on the latest adventure. In reality, Chan and Tucker have remained close since their first film, and in 2016, Tucker gave Chan an honorary Oscar. To reunite for Rush Hour 4, both actors have expressed interest. The director's relationship with Warner Bros., the studio that produced Rush Hour, was severed, and it doesn't appear likely that he will soon be in charge of a large studio franchise film. How does the story go? There are no Rush Hour 4 story details to provide because the sequel has not yet been announced. But given that the series is already well established, there are a lot of expectations and desires for Rush Hour 4. The plot of the films has always placed Lee and Carter in the middle of a global conspiracy that only they are capable of unraveling. Additionally, it would be good to see the franchise continue to visit unfamiliar locations. Lee visited Los Angeles in the first movie, Carter went to Hong Kong in Rush Hour 2, and they both fell out of place in Rush Hour 3 when they were in France. But unlike most action comedies, Rush Hour doesn't focus on its complicated plot, and the story of Rush Hour 4 would probably be just as simple. The plots for the Rush Hour films have never been very complicated or deep, beyond the locale and specific crime. Instead, they have served as a justification for some enjoyable action sequences and funny humor. Rush Hour 4 merely needs to let its two main characters perform their greatest roles, allowing Chan to showcase his renowned skills in some creative action sequences, and Tucker to riff with his quick-witted delivery. Although there are several bogus and fan-made teasers online that combine Rush Hour 1 through 3 footage with Chan and Tucker's, there is no Rush Hour 4 trailer, and there won't be one for quite some time. The original 3 Rush Hour films, which are currently available on Netflix, must be watched again while fans wait for the first glimpse of Rush Hour 4. That's it. Will you watch Rush Hour 4 if it's made? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content like this.